Xiaomi made India ground zero for his latest made for India smartphone, the Mi4i. It is said to have been in development for 18 months, with primary focus being on India and other South Asian markets. While the company tends to call it a flagship, the Mi4i is more like a feature-rich mid-range smartphone that's priced extremely well. So is the device worth buying? Let's find out. The first thing you notice when you pick up the Mi4i in hand is how light and compact it feels. The dimensions put the phone's form factor in the same territory as the iPhone 6, which was frequently compared with the Mi4i on stage during the announcement. The feel is much better than, say, the Mi3. The front is dominated by the display, which is a 5-inch sharp Full HD panel. OGS and sunlight display are two features that greatly improve visibility in all lighting conditions and in most viewing angles. This makes the display one of the best in class. By design, the back of the Mi4i is non-removable. The only variant that is available in the market right now has a matte white soft touch back, but there will be more colorful glossy variants out for sale soon according to Xiaomi. There are a number of reasons why the back is non-removable, with one of the major ones being engineering. This image shows all the components that have gone into the Mi4i, and it is surprising how they managed to pack everything into a thin chassis. The company had to build a dual-sided PCB for this device, which explains how. Also notable is the lack of expandable storage, which was removed by principle rather than lack of space. Slow cards, write errors, and other issues crop up with subpar aftermarket cards that bog down the performance of the phone, and that's how Xiaomi says is justifiable. But the phone does support USB OTG in case quick transfers or expansion is needed. The Mi4i packs the 2nd gen Snapdragon 615, which houses an octa-core 1.7 GHz CPU and is generally found on many mid-range devices. The chipset enables the phone to support 4G on both the SIM cards. There is 2 GB of RAM, which the MIUI tends to eat up quickly. Most often there is between 500 MB to 900 MB of free memory, and you can free up the memory pretty easily with the built-in UI functionality. We did notice that the phone gets very warm during some heavy gaming in performance mode. When it comes to the camera, most Xiaomi phones tend to excel in this department, and the Mi4i is no exception. They have managed to pack a 13 megapixel camera sensor from Sony or Samsung on the back and a 5 megapixel front-facing camera. The images are clear and detailed in most of the conditions, and the samples we had shot turned out to be pretty good most of the times. The UI has features like live HDR and manual modes to keep the enthusiast busy. In terms of connectivity, this is one of the few phones to support 4G on both the SIMs. It supports bands that are widely being deployed in India. Moving on to software, the Mi4i runs the latest version of MIUI on top of Android 5.0 Lollipop. MIUI does provide one of the most feature-rich experiences out of the box in terms of tweaks and features. One of my favorites is the ability to record calls without even having to install an app. It is built into the ROM itself. There is no concept of app drawer, but only a bunch of home screens. Most of the major MIUI 6 features remain the same, but the ROM has rapidly been localized with support for various Indian languages like Tamil, Kannada, Bengali, Hindi, Telugu, and Malayalam. Moving on to the battery life, it was surprising how the company managed to pack a 3120 mAh battery into a 7.8 mm thick chassis. Considering 4G or even 3G is a big battery drainer, the battery capacity is bound to give you a day's worth of battery life. Quick Charge lets you charge the battery up to 40% in 1 hour and fully in 3 hours. The company has used a new high-density battery technology to pack such a high-capacity battery into this form factor. There's a software setting that lets you toggle between balance mode, which is more battery friendly, and a performance mode, which is more power hungry. To conclude, if you are in the market for a reliable and compact Android 4G enabled smartphone and can manage with 16 GB of storage, the Mi4i is probably one of the best you can buy right now for under 15,000 rupees. To summarize better, here is a list of pros and cons of this device. If you like the video, do hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.